I know y'all are probably tired of talking about this topic already, but I appreciate you for coming through to hear my thoughts on it. So, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been away for a couple of days or a week at this point, but it's because I've been in Gag City. If you know what that means, whether you do or you don't, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel because I will be talking about that in my upcoming videos. But today, we are going to be focused on the continuation of the downfall of the relationship between Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice. Now, I'm not going to give a play by play of exactly what happened or look at every text message that was exposed, but I just want to provide my overall thoughts on the situation. There's so many lessons to be learned from the situation because we wouldn't have known about this unless Ice Spice and her ex-best friend didn't fall out, which is why it's important to take care of your relationships. But we got to focus on the information that is most relevant to us, which is the revelation of what Ice Spice really thinks about Nicki Minaj. If you've been following my coverage of this, we started talking about the downfall of the relationship back in February, I believe, when it was revealed that Ice Spice's manager tarnished a deal with Nicki, and now we're just finding out more details about that situation. Unlike any other female rappers that Nicki Minaj has worked with in the past, Ice Spice was at a different point in her career when she collaborated with Nicki Minaj. She was at a point where she could afford to work with Nicki. Um, Ice in the messages says that she offered to pay Nicki for her features, for her songs, and I believe that she could afford it. However, she says that Nicki declined and offered to sign her instead. And now that's the sticky part for me because Nicki, did you present the partnership with Heavy on it before or after you recorded the verse? Ice also expressed that she was hopeful that her team and Nicki would be able to come to an agreement, but she still accepted the features even though the negotiations weren't going well, which was her biggest mistake. Ice's issue was that Nicki was trying to take too much of her publishing. And as I've said on my channel before, where Ice Spice, unlike other rap girls, she actually has tractions and hundreds of millions of streams. And if I were her, I'd be confident that my music would be making money to pay Nicki back on the negotiated percentage, especially if I believe that I will continue to be successful on the same level or higher than where I currently am. Therefore, I would accept Nicki's terms because even if it doesn't work out for her, I should be able to bounce back because I have another team, another label, and a bigger and a more loyal fan base that's holding me down. Now, for Ice to call Nicki ungrateful and delusional, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about that. But first of all, I do empathize with Ice because of her privacy being compromised. Because regardless of what we think about Ice's opinions on Nicki, she was venting to her friend at the end of the day about the stress that her business is causing her. And unfortunately, she trusted the wrong person. Regardless, I always knew that the story of Barbie World and how it came about was problematic. I knew that the fact that the song even started with Ice and Riot, that something was behind it because Nicki wasn't in control. Because even when Nicki talked about how the song was composed and came together, she talked about how she wanted to re-record her verse because her voice is raspy on her draft recording, which is what we actually hear on the song. So I know that Nicki wasn't happy because she wasn't in control of the situation because it technically did come through Ice, even though Barbie wanted Nicki. Nonetheless, Nicki Minaj is Barbie. So it's cool that you brought a little food to the table because that's what a label boss would expect from their artists. That outside of your affiliation to me, you're hot on your own and you can bring in those opportunities on your own merit. So thanks for the alley-oop, Ice. That's amazing. But let's not act like Nicki couldn't have got that opportunity if it weren't for you. I can imagine that Ice's team is scrambling right now because Ice has been taking L after L in such close proximity to each other when she's supposed to be gearing up for a debut album release, and she's lost a lot of support. I wonder if her and Nicki will ever speak again or if she has tried to reach out to apologize. Ice, you should have never agreed to take Nicki's verses if you weren't 100% sure that you were going to sign that contract because you did run off with the plug. And now the plug has been pulled off the wall. Like Nicki said on Falling for You, soon as I see the light, I turn the picture black. Ain't at the mall, but between me and them, it's a gap. You turned your own lights off when it comes to Nicki Minaj when you decided to accept that feature. And for those with opposing opinions, for people who think that Nicki is the bad guy for demanding publishing, first of all, you don't know how much publishing she was asking for because Ice never disclosed that to Stormy in the text messages. And I think that when people hear publishing, a lot of fans, they don't know what's actually going on. Like they don't know the actual business. So they hear publishing and record deals and it's like, oh, all of this sounds bad. When in reality, you're going to give up some ownership in order to be signed and for a major label or publisher to control and to collect your money on your masters or your publishings on behalf of you. And so what matters is how much Nicki was asking for. But once again, we don't know that because that wasn't disclosed. So I've seen a lot of people say that it was an unfavorable deal to Ice, and it may have been, but Nicki is also in the right to give deals out that are favorable to her because if it wasn't for her, this girl's career wouldn't be going up as fast as it is. She wouldn't be as valuable in the market as she is now. So she does need her compensation in some way. And to those of you who argued that the issue was only between Ice and sorry, the only for those of you who argue that the issue was only between Nicki and Ice Spice's management, how are y'all feeling now? Because I don't know how y'all didn't expect a business issue to not turn into a personal issue between the artists when we've seen time and time again that if Nicki is not satisfied with the execution of the arrangement or lack thereof, that it has led to the end of the relationship between the artists. Y'all should have seen this coming. Now, I don't expect Ice to address any of this because she never does. But what's important to know about the situation is that you can say it's been exposed about how Ice Spice really truly feels about her position in the industry. She feels like she's on top and nobody can come close to her. But a steep rise is going to be a fast fall, or maybe she'll continue to rise. What do you guys think about that? Another thing I have questions on is where is Cleo in all of this? She was trying to threaten to expose someone, and I don't know if it's on behalf of Ice. If Ice was trying to work through her to get baby Stormy to be quiet. Are Ice and Cleo still friends after the Twitter incident where Cleo's group message with her fans was exposed about how she felt about Ice's lack of support? How much does Cleo know about what transpired between Nicki and Ice? Because baby Stormy alleged that she is Ice's actual best friend instead of Cleo, and she's spilling the real intimate tea. So which one is it? Who is Ice's best friend? Is it Cleo or is it baby Stormy? This is a classic example as to why you should not associate with Nicki Minaj unless you genuinely love her or you're really willing to give her favorable business terms, especially if you're coming with a handout. Now, to the fans, don't exacerbate this situation any more than it already has been. We got what we needed to know. Ice has probably been shitting bricks for 2 weeks now. So I'm sure she's humiliated because baby Stormy not only exposed her private business information, but private information about her relationship woes with her producer and boyfriend Riot. It's not easy being Ice Spice right now. So allow her some solace and time for her team to regroup with a new course of action. So I really appreciate everybody who stayed till the end of hearing my thoughts. I don't know if maybe we can talk about this in more videos to come, but this is what we really call femrap politics right here. And Ice just effed her whole game up with this one. So I'm really grateful for you listening to the end. Can't wait to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.